business in NXT has really picked up. Welcome back, everyone. This is Jason, aka J Bone of the Rambling About Wrestling podcast, right here to bring you my thoughts on last night's phenomenal NXT Takeover Unstoppable. Um, wow, yeah, especially the arrival of a certain uh, former TNA star, Samoa Joe. Um, wow, just that was the icing on the cake. Um, I like to say I called it. What I predicted wasn't quite how it was, but nonetheless, it was good. Because honestly, if John Cena would have showed up, I think it would have been, I don't know, cheesy in a sense. So I think how it all went down was perfect. But I'm going to go over the whole thing and then talk a little bit about Samoa Joe. Started out with Tyler Breeze versus Finn Balor, um, minus Hideo Itami, and they showed him being injured in the parking lot right as the show started. So that was kind of interesting how they did that. Looks like he's going to be out for a while. Something with his shoulder, I think I read. But wow. Hey, both entrances of these guys were tops. The fact that they made a mini, how do you say, fashion show out of Tyler Breeze's entrance, I thought that was pretty good. I honestly, that was a pleasant surprise, in my opinion. And Finn Balor's entrance, good night, entrance of the night. Holy crap! With the fog and the paint and the getup that he wore, oh my god. Um, my only concern is, as over as this is down in NXT, is something like this gonna go over on the main roster? Is it too much? The whole, I like it, don't get me wrong, but I see some things that are going on in NXT and you're like, okay, could we see this someday, on the main roster? Would a big dramatic entrance like that be cool at a WWE, say, pay-per-view? You know, um, I think it would work. I think you need to fine tune it a little bit. I thought the costume was great, but maybe everything together was kind of too much. I think because I don't want Finn Balor's, how do I say this? I don't want Finn Balor's character in NXT, the WWE, to become cartoonish like um like the stuff from the early 90s, late 80s, early 90s, when WWE really started, getting bad with their gimmicks. I like the fact that they're incorporating the stuff that he did in New Japan and throwing their own twist on it. That's fine. I just, I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments, what you think of his entrance. If you think it's perfect, if you think it's too much, let me know what you think. I'm be really curious to see. Um, Great match, though. Don't get me wrong. Match was incredible. Finn Balor is the new number one contender. And I'll touch on this a little bit later, considering how the show ended. But now we're going to go to the next match. Dana Brooke and Emma versus Charlotte and Bayley. Oh my God. The crowd was chanting so many weird things last night. What was my favorite one from this one? Oh, Evil Emma. Yeah, okay. Um, Good match. It was good. Um, but it wasn't, I don't think it was a showstopper. You gonna come up here? Come here. I have a visitor. Come here. Come on. Well, anyways, until Whiskey makes up his mind, I'll keep going here. Uh, Charlotte and Bayley came out on top. Good, it was a good match, but it wasn't the match practically of the night like the women's championship was. Baron Corbin and Rhino. I was a little surprised. I honestly kind of thought that Rhino was going to get a win here. Um, my cat. Um, and what I thought was even more interesting is like throughout the match, as popular as Baron Corbin is, it seemed like people started to kind of switch sides and root for Rhino more than Baron Corbin because it seemed like Baron Corbin was starting to do some, almost turn heel. Almost, and maybe I'm missing the complete obvious and that he is a heel now or something. But it just seemed like, the crowd turned on Baron, which was kind of surprised me because when Rhino showed up, everyone was excited to see him, but also booing him, having fun booing him at the same time, like the guy you love to hate, that kind of deal. So yeah, I was a little surprised to see Baron Corbin go over in this one, but nonetheless, good brawl between him and Rhino. It'll be interesting to see what else Rhino does in the future, or how long he's even going to be around. I don't know. Um, Next, we had the NXT Tag Team Championships. This was pretty good. Blake and Murphy retained, and yeah, it was like I said, was it Salamonster? Jason Solomon predicted that Carmella was going to turn on Enzo and Big Cass. Well, it was similar. Alexa Bliss came out and caused a distraction and all that, and which was the start of the snowball effect. And then Blake and Murphy retained. So yeah, I'm still not completely sold on Enzo and Cass in the ring. I almost like them more out of the ring than in the ring. Their promos they cut, they're funny as hell. They're entertaining. I love them, but I think they still got to work on their in-ring stuff a little bit. And I don't think, not really knocking the tag champs, but I don't think this match against the tag champs was really going to be something to really put them over. Like, oh, this is the best tag team that they have. I think there's a lot of other talents on the NXT roster that are waiting, to be seen that could really blow these guys away as far as talent in the ring. Okay, not necessarily charisma. As far as charisma, Enzo and Big Cass blow everyone away, in my opinion. So, but yeah, Blake and Murphy retained thanks to Bliss, and so yeah, she officially turned heel, and he kind of saw it coming because I think she was like talking with them a few weeks ago or something. Next, practically the match of the night, Sasha Banks versus Becky Lynch for the NXT Women's Championship. Oh my God. Just when you thought the NXT women couldn't possibly get any better, man, this was a brutal fight, incredible wrestling match. Wow. These two left it all in the ring completely. Just every ounce of their being was left in that ring completely. Sasha retained, and for a while it really almost looked like Becky was going to win. I wouldn't have been surprised at all with how good this match was. It really made you wonder. Tremendous match. The more I see stuff like this, I hope the divas on the main roster can be this good someday. It's I know it's probably wishful thinking, you know, I think it goes right along with the whole, give divas a chance thing. Well, okay, but then you gotta have divas on the main roster that wrestle like the NXT girls. They weren't all trained the same, I think. But I have seen improvements, but they don't do what Banks and Lynch did. That was just unbelievable. Sasha Banks retains. She is still your NXT Women's Champion. Uh, and then the NXT Championship. I kind of saw this coming as far as Sami Zayn doing the whole injured thing. It sounds. I don't think it's been confirmed yet, but I read somewhere this morning in the aftermath of all this, he's supposed to get shoulder surgery in June, which is right around the corner. So, we hope he's back to 100% within a year and can keep kicking ass and help build that brand. And who knows, by the time he comes back, everyone could be on the main roster by then. And then he'll be left sitting there with a whole new crop of people. Nah, who knows? But yeah, Owens versus Zayn for the NXT Championship. Great, great fight. Um, Sami Zayn really did have a lot of control over Owens through a good portion of it. And then Owens just brutal as ever, destroyed him. And then, I go into a lot of these with no expectations. It's like, I've got that little fleeting hope of, hey, something new, interesting, exciting. That way when it happens, it's like, oh, it's awesome. I don't go in over the top like, okay, this and this and this and this is going to happen. And then when that doesn't happen, then it's like, oh, the show just didn't meet my expectations at all. No, I went into this hoping that Samoa Joe would show up, but I wasn't like, oh, he has to show up. It's like all the signs were there. Um, the, the, the whole, WWE universe on social media was buzzing about it over the course of the last few weeks, few months, in hoping that he would show up. Well, he did. And, it was simple, it was short, it was sweet. It was, you kind of felt like they were going to have a fight, but they didn't. Just the fact that they were nose to nose and the intensity of it, that's fine. I think they should wait a while until they get their hands on each other. And honestly, and I don't think Samoa Joe is going to necessarily slaughter the whole roster and then become number one contender and then take on Kevin Owens. But I think Regal is going to make him earn it. And Finn Balor is the number one contender, like I said earlier. So I think at some point you're also going to see Finn Balor versus Joe. And Joe being in NXT now is great. Great addition. Great ring veteran. These young kids can learn from him. Kevin Owens has been doing this for several years, 15 years, I guess, like what he said against Cena. But even he could learn something from Samoa Joe. So when those two do finally face off for the first time in NXT, I think they've wrestled each other before, somewhere around the world, but where I don't know. Go YouTube it. I'm sure it's out there. Probably Ring of Honor, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, great to see Samoa Joe. And give me your thoughts on the show overall. Are you happy to see Joe? Are you happy with who won, the results, whatnot? Put it in the comments below. Let me know what you think. All right. Thanks for watching.